Hello, and welcome to the Straight to the Source podcast. I'm Tanya Barr.
And I'm Lucy Allen, and we're looking forward to taking you straight to the source of the people driving our food and hospitality industry forward.
Today's episode is proudly brought to you by Squizify, the digital food safety platform trusted by leading hospitality brands across Australia and the world. Today we have Adrian Richardson and Markus Werner in the studio. Adrian is a restaurateur, and you may have seen him on YouTube and lots of TV channels. And Markus Werner is the Culinary Director of Delaware North. Two very different journeys, but a very strong friendship. Well, welcome. Welcome, Adrian and Markus.
Mostly you got the both of us up into Sydney at the same time.
I know.
You know?
Do you think this time slot was by chance? I think we know you well enough.
You know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Just a little sip of this water.
These two together in Sydney, it is not going to be great.
Lovely.
Well, you both have carved out your own paths. I mean, Adrian, when you look at the TV segments in your TV career, but also through your restaurants, more importantly, and Markus with Delaware North and catering large venues, very different paths. And so my question to you is, when did you two meet, and how did those paths come together?
I swiped right. And,
I must have too.
Yeah. We met at a we sort of known each other. Like I knew his name in Melbourne. He's the big hitter with the guy with the baseball bat. But we met at a training camp for apprentice chefs, and that's where we.
That's right, actually.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh my God.
8 years ago, something.
Probably more.
Yeah. When we were young and pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys are aging like fine wine, yeah?
Yes, that's right. I think it was love at first sight, really, because we went to a training camp and really went out to the country in Victoria and looking after young apprentices. And it was passion about food, passion about training, passion about young people. And that's really connects you pretty much immediately.
I think it's one of those things, we're tradesmen, and our responsibility, our job is to pass on our skills. And so that sort of environment, I think we both get a warm, fuzzy buzz out of that sort of thing. So it was like both of us, just like, I was watching what he was doing. Oh, he's pretty good. And, he was watching what I was doing. So it was really good. But the thing that sort of brought us together, I think, is I stole one of his knives. Well, allegedly stole it, but it came in my knife wrap home. So I got these obscene phone calls. Richo, where's my bloody knife? So we eventually caught up again and had a few beers and handed back the knife.
Yeah. And after the training also, like, we both enjoyed a couple of bottles of wine and the food also. So I got like, I could hang out
he's
with
all
this
right.
guy.
Yeah?
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. So we can have a few. And he was, I think all the other people that came up, they'd all gone to bed, and there was just him and I standing up still. It's like, we can handle each other. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Same era of training, I guess. Same hard. You work hard and you party hard after. So and the next morning you're back on deck again. So got like, that works.
And we sort of had the same sort of experience, European style training, and then gone off in different things. So it's very interesting talking to each other about where we go. Like I'll get some advice from him every now and again, and he'll talk to me about stuff. So it's very interesting how we've done such different things, but we still come back together, and we're the same. Just the same, yeah.
So you talk about foundational training. Can we touch on that, please? Adrian, maybe you go first.
I did a 4-year apprenticeship with Victorian Arts Centre, which is a great place. There's like 70, 80 chefs there. It was a big kitchen, all the different departments. It's like a hotel kitchen. A great place to work, great training. And then I did my commis chef year for a couple of years at the Sofitel Hotel, which was the Regent Hotel then. So I went from this great environment in the arts, learning lots of things in different departments, into the restaurant kitchen. What a pack of bastards they were! It was just horrible. You just got flogged every day, and just that old school, abuse. You can't do it anymore. Well, you can, but that's where
it's actually illegal now.
Yeah, I know. And but we came across, and that's where my sort of training went, and then overseas. And I think with Markus, I think he had the same sort of training. Just bludgeoned to death every day. That's the way.
That's right. You're right. I did the opposite way. Probably I started in a small place, really boutique hunting restaurant where the hunters bring their venison, their deers, and we just chopped it up and cooked for the family and stuff. It was really great. I did actually really well in my apprenticeship. I thought I'm a really rock star at the apprenticeship, and then I went straight to a Michelin restaurant, and I was the asshole pretty much. I shouldn't really say it, but it was so hard, and I think it came really quickly to realize also you're never finishing learning. You're coming out of an apprenticeship, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is, and you think like, now I'm a chef, and it was tough. I was really starting from peeling carrots again and starting from the beginning again, and but it put you straight away on the track as well. You never finish learning and really look what the other one's doing, and keep alert when you're walking somewhere new in. Keep your eyes open. You never know what's happening.
You listen out for the chef would have his keys on his thing here. So when you hear the jangle of keys, that's when you straighten up and get ready to go, and you wait for your name to be called out. But as you know, you get to be really good in the first place, and then you move to the next place. You think you're good, but then you go back down to the bottom. You're sub dog. You're the lowest form of life there is, and you have to go back to learning how to peel carrots, because the way you peel carrots back there isn't the same way they peel them there.
It's not good anymore, and the asparagus is different. The ingredients are different, but I think this is forming you, because you can walk into any kitchen then and really you keep your eyes open and you learn from each other. And that's what I say, like before, so like I'm still not finishing learning. I mean, and I'm so many years. I'm not saying how many years I'm already in the industry, but you're not stopping learning, and you're always looking for new ingredients, new tastes, new flavors, and it's just a fantastic industry to be in.
And it's taking on those challenges of going to somewhere better, moving forward, instead of working the same place, doing the same things. You're always looking for a venue that challenges you. So you have to work hard. You go in, you don't know anything. You just you're the lowest form of life, but you work hard so that 2 years later you're one of the team. You're everyone like, and when you hand in your resignation, it's like, oh no, we don't want you to go. That's the sort of thing you try and do. Yeah.
And how do you find apprentices and chefs coming through the ranks today? How do you find them compared to the way you guys were trained? Honestly,
look, I'd say that there's lots of people coming through, and you'll see, there's some good ones there, but there's ones you see, look, they're not going to make it, but 4 or 5 years in the industry, they're gone, they'll be doing something else. And then, there's some good guys that are there, and then all of a sudden there'll be 1 or 2, guys and girls that come through. It's like, oh, you're good. You're
like a golden nugget.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. I'm going to focus, and they're in your pocket all day. They're always challenging you, and that keeps you alive. You come across that. Yeah. You've got 1 million people working for you, so you see it all the time.
But I don't really want to. People are always whinging about the young ones who are coming in. They're not right passionate, but you have always the 1 or the 2 who are great, And we had the same problem. Something like when I did my apprenticeship, and it was many years ago, only probably a handful really finished as a chef. The rest also disappeared then also, like, because it is a tough in a different industry. But I think in a way it is one of the best time to join the industry right now, actually, because you will have a little bit of work-life balance. You can really offer something to the kids, and so like you can make a living. I mean, we made a living as well, but we worked 12, 14 hours or whatever, and then you don't need as much money because your time was very limited where you can actually do something. I think it's a great time to actually join the industry. People educated in good food, good products, and again, I mean, like, if I'm looking at out of 45 finished, we have probably out of 40, 10 finishing, and then really great chefs and great people.
Is that right?
In the industry. Yeah, I think it's a great time to
you
join.
weed out the weak ones. Yeah. You weed them out, and you bring the strong ones along. But
they often drop off naturally, though, don't you
and
think?
it's the same with any industry, whether it's building, construction, or or any other sort of industry. I've had people come through that have dropped out of engineering at university and become chefs. So it goes both ways. But I suppose it's one of those businesses or industries that it's a bit different to the regular 9 to 5. So, you have to, and it's a different style of work. So you sort of got to really work out what you work out whether you want to be in it. If you want to work, if you don't mind working nights and weekends and different sort of hours, you're pretty much you can get on. You can get on and do well. If you don't want to be normal, yeah, it's a good industry.
Well, Markus, with Delaware North as the culinary director, can you you mentioned 45 venues. What is the structure of Delaware North, and where are these venues, and how many chefs do you have working under you?
Look, chefs you have, I mean, like we have a small amount of full-timers, strong full-timers, because you need them, obviously, because as we said before, you have 40 and 5 are great, the rest, it is arms and legs. But we are, let's say for a grand final or so, like when you're expecting 100,000 people coming into the venue, you're going from a core group of 40 chefs to up to 300 chefs. So really overnight, and that makes it probably the challenger. It is always I say not easy, it's never easy, but it's always a little bit better when you have a regular game through the football season. Obviously, we're doing a lot of stadiums in the casino in Darwin, for example. We have a beautiful resort actually in Lizard Island, it's called, up in North Queensland. Absolutely fantastic really island. So we have a great variety, and that's really what I love as well there, because I mean, you're doing from a burger to die to top island resort experience. It's really fantastic.
You know how I was like when I was the chef walks into the kitchen with the keys, walking around the MCG with him, with all of those chefs, you just see him. It's with his tall hat on. Everyone straightens up.
Wearing
it's
a hat anymore.
Yeah, when we walked with the hat with you, it's just beautiful to watch, and everyone sort of straightens up. It's like there's one chef, and he's standing right next to me. It's a certain feeling you get, and it's really nice to see that respect and that warmth that he gets when he walks around the kitchen. What they say when we walk past, I don't know. They probably slag it off, but it's a really beautiful thing to watch. It's that old school thing hasn't died; it's still there.
I think kitchen's still working a little bit in the old school wire. So yeah, you need a little bit of hierarchy to send a message down. Obviously, like it is a relaxing and good atmosphere. And I think the times of the screaming and everything, yelling is over most of the times. But when it's on, and that's where everybody have to realize when it's on. And probably our industry is even a bit tougher in the stadium environment, because realistically people coming to watch an event or a game or whatever. So I say always to all the chefs also, there's no recovery, there's no send a bottle of wine out or a thing.
There's no second chance.
No,
one shot.
These people will leave you, and they will be really upset if we not serve them on time, a great quality. You have a one shot, and then you have to make it as much as possible, right?
Well, does that inspire you, having that diversity from fine dining to the fast casual under the portfolio of Delaware North? Yes,
I absolutely love it, because I'm getting really quickly bored. I must say, even in this many years, very quickly or so, I losing a little bit of trackers, or if not, things changing regularly. And that's the diversity in just in one stadium. The diversity, we have 2-3-headed restaurants in stadiums. We have Richie was for quite a while in Marvel Stadium or so. Like the diversity, what you're having when you're walking through, so like, and then you're doing, like I say, burgers and fish and chips, and you try still to do the best burger you can, the best fish and chip you can. So like, it's not just, I don't like to be, I like to do hospitality, not catering. I said it was, catering is for me, black and white. It's like serving and somebody receiving. In hospitality, you're adding some color to it, And I said, like, regardless of what you're doing, use the ingredient to your best ability and really make something nice out of it.
It's amazing to see the stadiums, how they're changing from your regular generic burger joint to now they're bringing in brands and expanding it. It's actually the hospitality side of it is very, very becoming even more important now. I think it's the American model, I suppose. But to go in there and see chefs from all around Melbourne having their own venues in there and great burgers, great pizzas, that sorts of things. It's amazing to see. It's and I suppose it makes it more dynamic for you, because you have to deal with people like me now.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And we love it. We love it. We like the variety in there. I like when he coming in and show us new things. It's good for me. It's good for the team as well. The team really feeds off it really and get new things happening. That's right. I mean, some people I like a bit more in the venue, some I don't like as much. So obviously I sit with him on the couch. I really liked him to work with. He's great to work with. But this gives really a new energy through your team as well, and when you have strong people, especially I said before, we have really a great team or full-timers, it makes it much simpler and easier to get the casual staff as well, because good people will want to work with good people, I mean, they want to work, they want to learn, they want to really have a great experience. And we know hospitality is tough. We know it is hard work, but you will want to have a good time and you learn something on top of it. Happy days.
And Adrian, how do you stay inspired? I mean, you're doing a variety of things. Can you explain right now what's happening in your world?
I have a very short attention span to anything, and if I'm bored, I am a horrible person to be around. I have to be doing lots of things. I have to have lots of things going on. So I've got venues in Brisbane. I've got venues in Melbourne. I'm doing a consulting gig for a golf club, a 1-year contract just to get their side of things going. I've had things under license. I've got, I've set up a studio doing TV, and I do radio and lots of things. So lots of things to keep me busy, and I like to do that. I don't like switching time off. I don't like, I like to keep busy, always doing things.
So do you ever have downtime? And if you don't like switching off, what do you do when you do switch off?
At home, I had a day off last week, and I'm up on the guttering, fixing the guttering of the roof, doing things with motorbikes, fixing motorbikes and stuff. So I like to keep busy. Although sometimes I don't mind sitting down with a glass of wine with a fire in front of the fire, inside or outside. But then that's usually after I've chopped a whole lot of wood. So so downtime's probably, you know what? If I really want to relax and take it easy, and people might think this is really weird, I cook. I've got 3 teenage boys, and they eat like they always have friends coming over. But to get a couple of things and cook a few meals, prepare some things, make some bread. For me, that is switch off time. I love it. It's for me, doing that is such a relaxing, enjoyable thing. When I go to people's places and you try and help out, no, you can't work on your day off or whatever. I love it. I just enjoy food and being around food, and I think that's why we've stayed in the business so long, is because we just love that part of it.
And it still brings you joy.
Yeah, in the morning, it's like, my mind goes, what are we going to eat today? Your stomach is only this big.
Yeah.
So I say, I've got to be, I can't waste it with crap, so what are we going to do? We're going to have this, and, what are we going to eat for the day? That's on my mind a lot. What am I going to have for lunch? What about dinner? It's a bit of maybe I'm like a Labrador or something, but it's always on my mind. So so it's very, very important. And I think if you lose that, if you lost a sense of taste, when COVID was on, and one of the side effects was losing your sense of taste. I was horrified.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't ever have COVID, so
oh wow.
I think the disease came near me and just ran away. So this guy is going to die getting into me. But yeah.
If he has a day downtime, he calls me up and said, "What are you doing next Monday? Let's do some salami."
Yeah.
And we spend the whole day in the kitchen and make salami.
Yes, we've done that. I'm waiting for him because he's a shooter. I'm waiting for him to bring some deer to me, so I'll make some venison sausages and salami. So we'll do that up. Yeah.
And Markus, I mean, there's the answer. I know you cook a lot at home and you love hunting. And is there any other activity you do outside of cooking for downtime?
I like the motorbike part as well. I don't mind. I'm not so much good in the garage. Actually, I'm riding rather than changing oil or doing things like this. So I did it in the times when I maybe couldn't afford it. I had to do it myself, but now I'd rather give the bike away and get it ready, polished, coming back and keep riding. So, but otherwise, to cooking, as we said, I like outdoors. I like a bit of fishing, a bit of hunting. Not that I'm really great in it, but I really enjoy just to getting out there, do something different. But as we say, I do always something different, like I have...
you built a chicken coop, didn't you?
That's right. And I sold it already again. So I'm moving and changing regularly. So I can only fit one car in the garage because I have so many toys in there, from electric scooter to mountain biking. I just was on Saturday mountain biking, and so I'm always like to change the activities. We have a couple of kayaks at home, and so I have a lot of toys, and I change them regularly around.
So isn't it wonderful, though, to be such, heavy hitters and experienced chefs? And it is such a small industry within Australia, and everyone knows each other. And when you bond and you have these relationships that, when you meet somebody and it just resonates, isn't that magic? Especially when you're, you
right.
find somebody like-minded, and you guys go on vacation together, don't you?
Yeah,
We go mountain bike.
Yeah,
no, mountain bike with bike riding.
We go to Vietnam for an 8-day tour on the motorbikes. There's different tours. I found out you can do a motorbike tour where you sit on the back of someone's scooter and they ride it. No, so we're going through rice paddies up near the Chinese border.
Oh, brilliant!
It's hard riding, but that's what we're doing. But yeah, I suppose it's mutual respect. We're of similar sort of age, I suppose, and stages in our lives where we just enjoy each other's company. And apparently he likes drinking beer and wine. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Well, Markus has been on quite a few of our Straight to the Source tours. So what happens on tour stays on tour.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
just say that into this button here.
Yeah. Can you each share maybe a story from the kitchen that's just jumps out at you? Maybe good, bad, or indifferent, or something that an experience in the kitchen that our listeners would either find funny or interesting or quite confronting.
I'll let you go first for this one. It's probably there's so many. I think
there's so many stories. You don't even know which one you're starting.
We block them out of our brains. But there's probably one when I was talking about hats before. When I was a commie chef at the restaurant, we wore hats, and I've always loved wearing hats. This trade, being a cook, goes back 3 generations in my family. So the uniform is very, very important to me, and wearing a hat was good. But I also had long hair down on my arms.
No way.
I had long hair, but I used to have an undercut, like a shaved round here. So I would just put it all up, like a Sikh, I suppose. Put it all up in the hat, put the hat on, and I'd work, and you'd never notice. And then I think one of the executive chef. Jürgen Soff, I think, was another bloody German. He was in the meeting with all of his chefs, and he was. I think the main topping was, the untidiness of some of the chefs, the uniforms and beards and stuff, scruffiness. And one of the guys said, some hair coming out of hats. And one of the guys said, sous chef said, "Have you seen Richo's hair?" And, what do you mean? So he comes up to me, I'm working away, comes up to me, grabs my hat and lifts it off. And it was just the day where I just tied up, I didn't have a hairband or anything in it. So this mop, and my hair was big and red, and so it just drops out. And he looks at me and says, "Put your fucking hat back on." There we go, back on it went. But he said it with a beautiful joke. Can I say that word? Sorry.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. This is our podcast.
And he left me alone. So, as long as it stays nice and neat. But
there's long hair as well. Funny enough, it's the same cut probably. I didn't even know.
Well, you were born the same year.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. It's probably 12, 14 years ago I cut it off. But it was long. I loved long hair.
Yeah, me too.
I used to ride skateboards and
I just don't have it anymore. That's why I just thought it's not working.
We could grow it. We get extensions.
Yeah, you
could. Or
could.
just a wig, with dreadlocks or something. Nah, don't want that.
Look, in the kitchen, I always liked an experience, and that's why probably I went more into the larger hospitality. I love a la carte. Don't get me wrong. A day on the parcel, so it gives me energy. Again, I don't want to doing it every day. So I always enjoyed an a la carte dish really perfect for 1,000 people. And make it exactly the same. What he created, find ways to make it for 1,000, and still the same quality or similar, or and I always enjoyed it, and this always gave me really a drive for us, and really make something. Get as many people you can, and I still want to serve the same dish what we just tried together in an a la carte environment. And there we had really, I remember we had once or so like a client come in and go like, cost was not a problem, but we want something really great. It was 2 hours out of Munich when I worked in Munich, so and we have no kitchen facility, we have nothing, we have some benches to serve, and you go like, how are we gonna do this? Mm-hmm. And we cooked actually in the back of the truck because we had to drive an hour. So I just put sternos in the back of the truck, and we cooked tenderloins and everything, and heated all the vegetables. And so we created a really great dishes, but we had to cook it in the hot boxes in the back of the truck because it was exactly ready in 1 hour. And these things are really always stay in your mind, what you can deliver without all the
staff and
stuff
bells
around.
and whistles and
Yes,
equipment. Well, if you both were cooking dinner with no staff, just for each other together, what would be on the menu?
Well, we both enjoy meat.
Yep.
I love my game. I love my rabbit and duck in any of these styles. So probably I would do some spätzle. He likes it as well.
Yeah.
I would do some spätzle probably and a braised rabbit stew or something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I love a roast beef, like a standing rib roast, with all the cover on it, the feather bone on it as well, monstrous. It'd be 4 or 5 kilos just for the two of us. But I'd also pasta is one of my favorite things. I have an Italian background, so pasta is one of those beautiful things I love to make. Can't eat too much of it, but nice little. I'd still
I love your gnocchis actually. Your gnocchis one of my favorites actually. The ricotta one.
Ricotta, that's an easy one to make. 500 grams of flour, 150 grams. 500 grams of ricotta, 150 plain flour, 150 parmesan, 1 egg, salt, and then mix it around. It's an easy one to do.
I don't even like gnocchi much, but your ones I really always enjoyed.
It's a really easy thing to do, and it's just nice and fluffy, a bit like me, really. But it's a lovely thing to do. Pasta. I grew up in my nonna's kitchen, and for watching her to make pasta all the time, it's a really special thing. I mean, a question that may come up: what is the most important? What is the best meal you've had? What would you have? It was your last meal on earth, your death row meal. It would always be my nonna's ravioli. For me, that's a special thing, and we do that every Christmas with my family, just to almost bring a tear to my eye. But it's always brings that special feeling. I suppose when we talk about cooking and food, that's probably the most beautiful experience with food that I had. My grandmother was a beautiful cook, and I try and recreate that feeling. When you eat my food, that's what I try and create, that one. So I'd cook ravioli for him and make him cry.
Oh, you're making me cry. You mentioned, Adrian, that's third generations. Who else in your family were in the chefs?
My grandfather, he graduated from Westminster College in London in 1932. And he went to work at the Savoy Hotel. Then I think he got mixed up in there was something called the Second World War, and then he came to Australia after that. And then he ran a couple of really good restaurants in Melbourne. But I actually got to work with him. He was a tough old bastard, actually. But he was tough on me. But I remember when he was getting towards the end of his life, he gave me all these old knives and his books and things. And you know how now we use all these beautiful Japanese knives and thin blades. I've got it's an F-Dick, which is a German knife. It's this big. It's a vegetable knife. It's freaking huge. And he's got a couple of carbon steel ones. They use really big, heavy knives in those days. But I got to work with him. And then my uncles were chefs as well. And then I sort of picked up the trade. And to the horror of my father, he was horrified I became a chef.
What did he want you to do?
Well, I was going to be an airline pilot. At 16, I was flying planes around. And I was going to be an airline pilot. And I got a job in a kitchen to pay for my lessons. And it was like, this is great. I finished my schooling off and then started my apprenticeship. But in those days, it was before TV chefs and before that. So to working in a kitchen was just, you're going to just be in a kitchen for the rest of your life and be grumpy and drunk and be an alcoholic by the time you're 45, I suppose, and divorced. But it's sort of changed a lot since then. And look, I couldn't work anywhere else. I couldn't do anything else. I'm happy. I'm happy being in kitchens and being around food.
And what was your draw to TV? How did that come to be?
I'm a really shy person.
Yeah.
Look, I started when I first started my restaurant La Luna in Melbourne, 20-something years ago. I started to get a bit of, asked to be on the radio, and then I was asked to do a commercial, and then I was asked to do that, and then it just snowballed from there. I did an audition for Ready Steady Cook, and then another show, and then I started Good Chef, Bad Chef. I was on that for 13 years, and then I started producing my own show. So Secret Meat Business, which we've sold in Melbourne, sold in Australia, and then 100 countries around the world. Richo's Bar Snacks, and I've just produced another show, Hungry as Hell. So I've got into producing it as well, which is a lot of fun. So you actually make the show and you own it. If you own it, it's a lot more goodlier.
Isn't it amazing when you go through the ranks in your career, how you can take your skills in so many different directions? As a chef, You're applying that, your organization, your mise en place, your execution, your love of food, and you're just channeling it in a different way.
Yeah, well, with the media, I look at it as a part of teaching people. Mm-hmm. I'm a natural teacher because that's what we do all the time. We spend all our lives teaching people. So for me, it's just an extension of that. And once you understand how the TV, how the filming of a recipe works, it's easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And is it enjoyable?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I couldn't do it all the time; it drive me nuts. But I like the making it. I like making the show, performing in the show, and then once that's done, I don't want to know about it. I'm done. It goes off and gets edited and then sold, and do a bit of a publicity with it. But yeah, I'm done. Once it's finished, I'm finished. Yeah.
What about you, Markus? What direction have you done a lot in the media space, and is that an area you'd like to pursue?
He's got a great face for radio.
Yeah.
Look, again, you're going through so many different directions. And if you want to be in media, I realized it a long time ago, you have to have a restaurant. So like you will not be much in media if you're in our large catering phase. You here and there, obviously, you have some interviews before the grand final or before the Australian Open starts and all these things. So like, but yeah. I'm a little bit too grumpy for it sometimes, like I can do these things. I enjoying it and I loving it, but I have days when I don't, and I need to be able to walk away. That's why I always said, like, I choose back of house so they have the option to go back of house. And really, today is not the day to talk to me. And if I'm in this mood, I can be quite moody in a way. So, but I always enjoyed it. I mean, like, I love people. I love hospitality. I love really to work with people in this way. So like, and really, I like when people are happy, I mean, like, this is the best thing. It's like when you have a massive function, and so like, this is the best barramundi I ever had. This gives me energy for the next 6 months easily to really drive better and drive harder and do something more.
I saw him do a clip for the Delaware 25 years at Marvel Stadium, and this ham here is up talking about all the staff and everything. He did a great job. You're fantastic. He's good at it. It's great.
But it's something we said already. Maybe we do something a little bit together, maybe in the cooking class style or so. I like cooking class. I'm not so. He's the TV guy. I don't want to be in this. I do more. I would love to have more people coming and do cooking classes together. I would be probably very interested in this. So,
but I just said that because the studio I've got. It's actually we've been doing cooking classes, and then you sit down and have a lunch or a dinner. So 30 people will get a cooking class. So maybe we could arrange,
I like the cooking
that.
And then the fun part of it as well. Share together a meal, and this, I don't have any history of chefs in my family. I was kind of a little bit the outsider. All my family work in the government or police or whatever. So kind of like, what, you want to be a chef? Kind of like, yes, I want to travel the world and enjoy food. But I think we always had this. A Sunday lunch was for us from 12 to 3 o'clock. And I always enjoyed this one. This was my favorite time of the week, really, was the Sunday lunch. And it was always big, and it was the whole family came together. And that's really what I enjoyed, and cook for 15, 16 people or so, all have a cooking class, and then enjoy what you created together.
That we're starting to enjoy our lives more. I think we've done so much focus on, career and work. When we talk now, it's not about, there's a lot of, shooting guns and motorbike and what are you doing next weekend? What have you cooked? There's a lot of other stuff going on. I think for us now, it's like, it's not all about work. It's all about, it's about other things and enjoying, family and friends, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know if that's surprising, but
yeah, I mean, the surprise, as you said, I'm building chicken coops and building also.
Chicken coops are us. There we go.
I love renovating houses.
Okay.
I did quite a bit. So like I love tiling. I love, but it's for me part of cooking as well. You're creating something and then you sit back and enjoying it. Like so. I just did the laundry at home, or I did the tiling, and I enjoy these things as long as it's not too much. And probably my wife would say, and it takes a long, long time, because if I start to renovate something, probably 6 months until finally laundry is ready.
I've seen the boot of your car, and there's a lot of projects all in process. This tool, that.
Just move the dead body aside.
Just move the paint aside.
Yes. So I have always a lot of projects going on. So like I'm really lucky. My brother is hopeless, so I always try to be better than my brother, because he has only projects in his garages. So I thought like, no, you have to be better. But I still have quite a lot of projects going always in my life. So and I love the gardening. So if I really, if I have a tough day, I always will be early-ish, but do not talk to me. Give me a cup of coffee and let me go into my garden, and I pick a few herbs, and I do. It's like when we sold our house, for example, I said like to the real estate agent, is it actually selling better if we have 80 plants in the garden you can eat? And go, no. Okay, so I thought it was really special. Pretty
Unless
much
you were
everything
selling
in my
it to a
garden
chef.
you can eat.
Yeah. So if you could sum your friendship up in one dish, what would that be?
Sausage and sauerkraut.
Homemade sausage. We made it ourselves, probably. Yes.
It's
And this is, but if you're looking at all the ingredients we're using, so like we try to keep it always real and natural, good quality products. It is the key, and don't make too much with it. Like I don't like it 5 times priced and then chopped up and created again. So like really use great, clean, beautiful, natural products, and you can create something so fantastic out of it. I always says like I really love when the farmers or the producers are happy what I created. And they say like, okay, this is reflecting the work I put in. He put as much work in to create something real and really an experience.
Well, on that note, let's talk about Australian producers. You both are advocates for Australian produce, and you guys have traveled the country. Adrian, what's one of your favorite regions in Australia?
Oh, look, I have to say Victoria is amazing. Victoria and Tasmania. And Tasmania has statistically produces some of the highest grade beef and lamb animals. Anything with a pulse is my sort of game. But so I think the southern regions, especially when you're dealing with beef and lamb, that's where they grow better in cooler climates. And I think there's some great stuff. And then you've got all the wines in Victoria. You've got all of the market gardens. We've got everything in Victoria. It's just amazing. You've got seasons. If you go north, there's no seasons. It's hot and wet. Dry and wet. So I think we've got everything. But in Australia, you can get anything any time of the year, apart from say cherries, or asparagus. But anyway, they still fly it over from California, so you can get anything you want. But I think Australia has some of the best produce in the world. It's clean. It's lovely. You don't have to go far to get good stuff. There's a farmers market on at every school on a Saturday or wherever. There's so many different so many different things you can get. I mean, Markus and I liked going to a farmers market. We have a little basket each, and little pigtails, and we skip through the farmers markets putting stuff in. That's probably the secret. I should have told.
There you go.
Yeah, with this little apron on. There we go.
That's what I'm expecting when you come to the market on Saturday.
That's right. I will be.
You look very pretty. There we go.
I will be. I was skipping through the rows. Look, I actually enjoy every part of Australia with the different products, and they're all so different. You know what I mean? Like I'm lucky with our company. We have nearly in every part of Australia a business, and for me, and I really love the company for it. They're always supporting me on it. Also, we really make every single business different. So. Our casino in Darwin, we're using Darwin products. We have Humpty Doo Barramundi, or we have the local mangoes everywhere. We have mud crabs on our menu. So we really try to use, or not try, we're using local products wherever we are. So all our Victorian businesses, we really have the Victorian products. Obviously, I love them because I have a lot of to do with them, and we're getting all the meat locally and all the vegetables, and really go hard on organic, free range eggs and whatever. So like, for a business our size, I really, really enjoyed the company for it, to supporting us, supporting me, to really look for little farmers. You know, like a lot of times also, like I've seen a new farmer who is doing truffle and go like, but I only can give you 3 kilos a year. And I go like, that's great. I'm just putting it in one restaurant. You know, like you do not have to be always 3 tons. Yes, we're using 3 tons or 10 tons of other things as well. But I like this unique that you can have these. Truffle is only here in this restaurant, this one stadium, and that's it. So, and that's really the beauty. And I mean, some other large companies would push me back and go like, nah, if we cannot use it everywhere, we don't use it. But it was always the beauty. Delaware really supported us and me in it.
There's a lot of small producers in Victoria that we've got to know over the years. You know, you can make a phone call and, have an entire herd slaughtered or something, or, you can ring up the potato growers. It's amazing how many of these small producers that are around that you can just get on the phone and find out what's good. Yeah. It's a nice way to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. And also, case in point, a lot of the producers don't realize that you do have that agility to do that. They think, my yield isn't big enough. There's no way I could supply a business like Delaware North. But knowing that you are agile and you can perhaps put their product just in one restaurant is wonderful.
We want your product because it's bloody good.
Yeah.
It stands out. It's really good. And the name of that product is important, so we want to put you on the menu. And that's what we want. So as long as, to all the farmers and producers, keep doing what you're bloody doing, because you're doing a great job. And we just, we feel like all we're doing is putting a bit of fluff on it, just a little bit of fluff on it, and then push it out because you've done all the hard work. You've taken that animal, you've loved it, you've fattened it up, and then put a bullet in its head, and we chop it up and roast it. It's always going to be delicious. So keep doing great things.
But you're also storytellers, and you're telling that story and amplifying the good work that they're doing, which is our job, really.
And what a great job we have. And like I say, I know years back or so, I knew nothing about Auckland or so, and then we got some business in Auckland, and suddenly I can explore all the different businesses in Auckland, all the little bakeries, all the little things also, and create something and work together with the different brands and the different farms also. What a great job. How good is this?
New Zealand's actually really good. I've spent a bit of time over there. The Kiwis, they go over to Europe and Asia and everywhere else. They come to Australia, steal all our good ideas and go back there, and there's outstanding menus. They're really, they punch above their weight, the Kiwis. They're really good.
Okay, gentlemen, I've got a question. At the end of a big night, what's the dodgy late night snack you're both reaching for?
Depends on how late it is and what's a big night.
I'm bad in this one. I'm a one pan man, I would always say.
Yeah. Do you open the fridge, get out a skillet?
The same cooking pan, kind of what I'm using, it is always a style of Spanish omelette. I would say it's always my go-to. There is always some sausages somewhere in the fridge. I hope there's some leftover potatoes, a bit of pepper, a bit of chili, a bit fresh herbs always. I need a dish without herbs doesn't exist.
You have to go to. We both have gardens. You have to cut your herbs and put it on. You've got to have fresh herbs. It's very important.
So at 2:30 in the morning, garnishing.
Yeah. My wife go like, I cannot believe it. I would just go to bed, but I can't. I will then fry something really a nice fry up. But it's a one pan, and I will eat out of the pan as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to wash up at 3:30 in the morning.
That's right.
The pan just goes in the sink. You don't do anything. You just chuck it in the sink and off it goes.
So with the industry we're in, you need a family who is supportive and understands all these little habits. So like otherwise, as Richie said before, you will be divorced. So I'm lucky, really. She supports me, or Let me be.
There's a name. There's the partners of chefs. We call them chef widows because you're always at bloody work, you know. So yeah, that's what it is. But a late night snack would be dumplings, fried dumplings. You know, there's a packet of frozen dumplings in there. I like a sandwich. There's always salami or mortadella or ham with some pickle, some panini bread or something, and then I'll fry it like a fried sandwich. Maybe an egg in there or something. But the sweet pickle and cheese. That'd always be good. Or if I'm going to be up for a while, I'll make some pasta, like assassin's pasta, where you fry up some garlic and onion, and then put the pasta in, pour water into it, and let it cook in there, and then it fries on the bottom and goes crispy. Crispy, and lots of garlic in it, lots of anchovy. Garlic's good for a good night's sleep.
Garlic's very good.
Yeah. Heaps of garlic before you go to bed. And when you get a tap on the shoulder, you just breathe out and they leave you alone.
Well, on that note, is there any closing statement you'd like to leave us with?
Is the bar open yet?
Very soon. It's 12 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah, there we go.
We can't wait for lunch. Yeah, look, we're looking forward to it.
I'm hungry now. I think it's like as Markus said before, for young people thinking of getting in the industry, there's no better time to get in it. Things have changed. It's no longer the slave trade anymore. People are paid properly. It's the hours are a lot better. It is a great industry. There's lots of things you can do. You can go down, his path. You can go my path. But the one most important thing is if you do want to become a cook, learn your bloody trade.
Yeah.
Don't think you can do 2 years and get a TV show and write a book, or you're in it in the kitchen. You got to learn your trade. It's a skills-based industry. Work with great people, move around, and enjoy it because you can get it's a great life. Yeah.
Yeah, look, again, it's quite similar. We have a absolutely great industry, and I'm bored? No, not at all. I'm looking forward what's coming, what's new will come. Or so like I will be 2 more days in Sydney. I have 2 restaurants already booked. I will visit you on the market. So it is a fantastic industry we're in. I will see new products again. There's something new to learn. So I see new styles when I go to the restaurants what they're cooking. And it is a fantastic industry to be in. And for sure, as long we are in there, you will not be bored. It is great. You will meet great people. You will have probably friends in every part of the world you can visit. And if not, say hello to the chef. They normally greet you with open arms and show you what the regions wherever they're living have to offer. So it is a fantastic industry and a really close industry. I mean, like it's probably one of the industries you have friends for life.
Interestingly, Karen Doyle said the same thing. She said the power of the white jacket is strong.
Actually, it's a funny story about that one. You can get anywhere with a white jacket on. I've got stories of it's probably a bit harder now of guys, a chef putting on his chef's uniform and a jacket with 2-litre canisters of milk. Grand final day, got into the MCG, into the members section because he walks up to the tickets to the turnstile. Oh, I've got to get some milk for the chefs, and the guys just let him straight through. So there you go.
There you.
White jacket will get you anywhere.
Here we are.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you ready for a quick fire round?
You got a buzzer?
Oh, I've got it right here. A natural buzzer.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
What flavor defines your personality?
Chocolate.
Rocket.
Roast beef.
Crisp, sharp in the end.
Crackling. Here we go.
Crackling.
Yeah.
What emotion do you fake the best?
Stress. I get really quiet in that turning inside, but don't poke the bear.
Yeah. Oh, he can fake it. He can fake it. So yeah, like it's like if he wants to get everyone to shut up and do their work, he just walks through grumpy, and it's like everyone's just on edge because they know if he snaps, it's it. It's like the walls fall down. Yeah.
Not that I ever snap.
Red or white wine?
Both.
Why do we have to choose? Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just not in the same glass.
Yeah. Yes.
They call that rosé. Pinot Noir would be my favourite. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, actually, Pinot I like as well, and a good old buttery Chardonnay.
Now, you did try something earlier, and it was the moisturizer. made from hillside food forest. If there was an ingredient, if I was to show you an ingredient, can you just quickly off the top of your head tell me what you would make from it? Yeah?
Yeah.
So I've got here prawn oil. This is seaweedery.
Pasta. I'd use that in pasta, maybe with some prawns, some herbs, some garlic, some chili, and the prawn oil would be there to drizzle over the top of it.
Okay, thank you.
I probably would do a bisque and have maybe a maricot mousse or something like this in the middle. I think I would do something like this, yeah.
Okay. And Adrian, you brought a secret ingredient. What did you bring today?
Well, I brought some fruit because I was going to have some breakfast, and these were what I was going to have. This one's got a little bit of dint in it, but fresh fruit is good. And so this pear here, it looks like when you see this on the shelf, it looks like it's not ripe, but it's got a bit of bite to it and a crunch. But they're delicious at this time of year. But I like fresh fruit. Fresh fruit's really good for you.
What would you make with that pear? One pear.
I would certainly have a lot of cheese with it, and I will just nicely braising it in a bit of Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
And have it with my cheese.
A pear and Peking duck tatetan.
Yum.
That would be delicious.
Yum.
With the Pinot Noir, that'd be good. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much today for coming in the studio and being on the Straight to the Source podcast. We absolutely love and respect what you guys are doing, and your friendship is very infectious. And thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you so much for listening in. We really hope you enjoyed the conversation.
We would be keen to hear from you if you've got a story to share, or if there's a topic we should bring into the conversation.
And a special thank you to Squizify for their support in this series, where leadership meets the future of food.